Okay, guys, we are back. And I just discovered something very interesting. I didn't know this was possible, actually, but I'm actually able to use this is crazy. I didn't know I'm able to use this, but I'm able to use my phone as the camera while I run this live stream from my computer. It's amazing. That's amazing. Hey, folks, and we're back. Let me turn on live chat so we can get everybody chatting over here. Big brain moment. Yep. Okay. Hey, folks. Okay, this is great. I think this quality is much better too. I don't think this was going to be possible, but here we are, and we are currently, um, yeah, we're not even using the look at that. We're not even using the webcam. We're using my iPhone as the streaming camera. This is awesome. This is great. I didn't know this was possible. Okay, so where's the best place to put this? I don't even know. Hmm. Okay. Maybe right here. Just here's fine. Okay. So, hey everybody, thank you for joining the live stream, part two. And yeah, new videos this weekend. Uh, Working through editing some of them right now. Actually, we have another Cargill video coming up. You guys are really gonna love this one. I also did a video with Jake the other day. We reviewed the FL5 versus the Cheer Corolla. So that is awesome. Can you guys hear me? Is it okay? Okay, let me answer some questions. Some of your guys' favorite questions. So where's Masa? So Masa is he's just at home. I mean, not home. I mean, he's spending most of his time with his girl actually. Him and his girl Kyo-chan. They're doing great. Really good friends of mine. They just have been really busy doing their own thing, just hanging out with each other to be hanging out with me and making silly videos with me recently. But we actually hung out like a week or so ago in actually the same day of what is now quite an infamous incident. I'll touch on that in just a second. Total pain. Um, all right, let's see. So let me answer some questions here. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys. Right, before the previous live stream had to be restarted because I literally could not see any of the live chats, which really sucked. Uh, yeah, I was talking about the company which has been started, and you can see, just so yeah, I just want to show you guys because this is freaking amazing. Um, okay, here we have what are called like the articles of incorporation, and yeah, just so you know, this is like legit. I mean, look at this. Yeah, ALBO Kabushiki Gaisha, the articles of incorporation. So some of you guys are asking, what does my company do? Is it a video company, a JDM exporting company? Uh, okay. I actually have a list of all the things it does in Japanese. Um, let me fold my address over here so it's just I can kind of show you like there's a whole list over here of different things that it does. So it's obviously because I have a YouTube channel that is kind of like the main focus, not focus, but the hub, I guess, of this whole thing, this whole endeavor. Planning, producing, shooting, recording, releasing videos, uh, making money through online advertising, uh, also through like commission sales, affiliate marketing, things like that, sponsorships. So that is kind of like the YouTube side of it. And then there's also um, digital content production and sales. So, for example, if we in the future we make like digital courses, and then we can actually sell those courses to folks, and also event planning, event hosting. So I can imagine, for example, in the future, setting up something like a um, like a big meet, kind of like in Fuji Speedway throughout the year. They have like these different fan meeting things like that, or like a race meeting. So maybe we could even have something like that, like a creator meet or something. Uh, what else? Oh, goods sales. So selling my merch basically. And one big reason I needed to make this into a company was because in the future, to let this scale as like a proper like clothing brand, it can't just be me. And I think I need to have like I need to control every aspect of the process, and even better if at least when it's here in Japan. I actually have staff here, and we have like a warehouse, and we actually, carry the actual physical product, and then we can actually sell it, and we actually have like a retail space, like things like that. Like that's kind of like the level that I want to take this to, just actually beyond just, you know, like a YouTube merch, as I've talked to you guys in the past, uh, and also car sales and rentals. So for example, we have our JDM experience, and so I want to expand that offering, so to the point where we actually have cars that people can rent out when they do the JDM experience, and also what else? I even have stuff here like providing insurance. So, for example, you know, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let me close that. There's like some construction happening outside. Super loud. Okay, yeah, the construction is actually happening on my fence, so that's why it seems really loud. Uh, let's see. Yeah, I was talking about insurance. So, for example, a lot of foreigners here in Japan, I noticed they come here to Japan, they get a car, and then they actually don't get insurance, which kind of blows my mind. So, in the future, I think we're going to get like an insurance license, and then so we'll actually be able to provide car insurance for all these ridiculous people who are not getting car insurance, and then they're going and crashing their cars. Like, come on, guys. This, to me, this seemed like the most ridiculous thing. So I want to make this easy, and I know the reason. It's because a lot of folks, when they come to Japan, they don't speak Japanese, so they find it really difficult to find an English speaking insurance provider. And I thought, well, my family actually has experience with that, because back home my mom actually does life insurance. She has a life insurance brokerage, and I think even one of my sisters is or was in that industry as well. But yeah, I kind of feel like I understand how the industry works, at least in Canada, and here in Japan it might be kind of similar. So I thought maybe we could start like an insurance brokerage, so we can look into getting that license. And once we have that license, then we might be able to provide car insurance to all the different folks who are here in Japan and who are not used, who don't have insurance on their super expensive sports cars, which again blows my mind. Or they have like the worst, shittiest insurance that has like the tiniest bit of coverage, but it was just suggested to them by somebody that they knew, who probably didn't even know very well about how to, or what, plan and stuff that they should get. So I put that in there, like a little bit lower on the list of like 17 different purposes. But honestly, I feel like that could be a significant part of the business. And then also there's also like buying and selling parts, and also exporting cars. And I know you need a license for that. And I know it also is very, very difficult and time consuming to get that license. So, in anyways, I just put it on the list, and we'll just pursue these things as we go along. And I'm not even sure if we're going to end up, doing every single one of these purposes. What else? Travel business. So, for example, working with local travel companies to do like tours, and also to do advertising for hotel stays and things like that. So one thing I imagined, for example, was putting together like a guidebook, and then that guidebook would tell you guys all the places that you should go when you come here in Japan, and these are the best hotels that we partnered with that will give you like a good deal and a good stay, and we will vet all those places to make sure that they're good places. And yeah, also consulting. So I have had the chance to work with big companies like Disney and Apple and Google and YouTube, and and I've had a lot of experience being able to be both behind the camera and in front of the camera, and also with developing the strategy for uh, uh, online dissemination of content. So, for example, couple years ago, I think I was working with the Discovery Channel, and they actually put me in charge of launching the Motor Trend brand here in Japan. So I launched the Motor Trend YouTube channel, which to me was completely crazy, but I figured it out, and I guess now I have experience working in that field, so I could be a consultant for like that kind of thing. So yeah, and then anything else which can be somewhat related to all that stuff, I guess, kind of falls under the purview of the articles of incorporation of this company. And other cool stuff, we have our official stamp over here, or seal, and we also have our official stamp. Look at that! Look at that! That's so crazy. Yeah. Okay. Let me answer some questions over here because I've just been looking at the camera and I have been not ignoring all these awesome questions coming in, but just trying to focus on you guys. So let's see what it says. Do you ever think about meeting up with Eliminate or Lost Royalty in Vancouver to do car stuff? I'd love to see travel outside of Japan. Absolutely. I mean, I'm actually going back to Canada next month, almost exactly a month from now, for a month. So I'm going to be heading back to Toronto from November 30 to December 30. And yeah, basically the whole month I'm going to be in Canada. And, I guess depending on how it goes, maybe even while I'm there, I can shoot over and make another trip and visit some folks on the other side of the country. Let's see how that goes. I would love to link up with, for example, with Throttle House. I don't know if I'd be very much help to them. I just be in their video, I guess. I have no idea, to be honest, but I've been watching a lot of Throttle House videos and they're super awesome. So who knows? It's really going to depend on how the next few months go, I think, because now that this company is like super legit as like this incorporated corporation, I need to figure out what is like the best way to separate like my personal finances and also like what I can expense and what I can justify as like marketing expense and advertising expense and travel expense, things like that. I got a million questions, so I'm just gonna figure out as I go along. All right, let's see. Let's see. Hey, ALBO, if I ever move to Japan, can I get a job? I've lived there before when I was in the military. Yeah, I remember. Sure. I mean, if I have like some job openings open up, and especially if you've lived here in Japan before, and if I can provide a good, decent standard of living, which, I mean, compared to you folks who are used to like the American military contractor wages, getting paid in U.S. salary, I don't know if my what I could provide would be competitive for you guys, but I'll if there's opportunities for me to be able to provide for folks, that's kind of like what I would really love to do, and not just make this whole channel about me and my journey and everything, but try to make it something that can help other people as well by giving them opportunities here in Japan. Let's see. Kokicha asks, "Are you building another car?" Actually, yeah. So we're actually building a Miata. So I actually made a video about it last month, and since then, it hasn't made much progress because we're still waiting on parts. So we're waiting on like over fenders and a front lip and a ducktail and just these parts to basically cut up that Miata and slap on the over fenders, and it's gonna get repainted. And yeah, so super excited about that project. There's a bunch of like difficulties with that project because just like the registration with it was not done correctly from the previous owner transferring ownership. So it's a total pain in the ass, and it's probably going to cost a lot of money to just get all of that stuff done. So right now it's lower in the priority just because we really need to conserve our funds, I guess, until we have like some good cash flow going, beyond just like the videos and stuff. But once we really start to get the merch going, I think I think the more sales we have with merch, the more confidence I'm gonna get to just start taking bigger risks and things like that. Let's see. Gregory Kwan says, "Gotta say, you guys made a spicy ramen wrong." Yeah, I know. I kind of, yeah, I know. And part of the reason is I didn't want us to die in that video because you don't understand how spicy those noodles are. And I knew if we made them like the super super spicy way, we could not finish that video. I don't think it would have been terrible. But Maya is down to shoot another one with the spicy version, so that should be fun and hilarious. So we're gonna do it again, and I'm thinking maybe uh, I'm gonna ask her if she wants to drive my car, and then we'll do like a part two of that challenge, and let's see if we both don't die. All right. Let's see. How's the JDM, your business going? How's the JDM experience? It's going all right. I market it more as it's a photography lesson and consultation, and yeah, it's been going well. A lot of people are very very interested. Are you headed to Tokyo Motor Mobility Show this week? Uh, I will try. I have a bit of a cold right now, so I'm not sure if I'll feel good enough to be out there all day because it's kind of exhausting to just be out among so many people all day. It's those those expos are just super super physically draining and exhausting. But I would love to see the new Prelude and also the new GTR thing. It looks super weird, to be honest. Almost feel like Nissan's trolling us, but I would like to check it out. So we'll see. We'll see. Depends how I feel about that. Is Yushi still giving you that TV for the rig? Yeah, he is actually. As you guys can see, it's still the 40-inch rig, which is actually big enough considering that the 65-inch or something is gonna be super huge and gonna cover part of the window. But I think it's just kind of difficult to transport because Yushi lives kind of far away and he has to put that massive TV into the car and drive it over. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. All right. Val asks, why did that rear S2K diffuser took 2 months to install? Man, you're asking me. I don't know. It's the shop was super backed up. That's the main reason that they gave me, the shop that installed it for us. They also had to fix the bumper because it had like too many rock chips from some, having fun in the tailgate, and so yeah, it just to do all that work took a very long time. And actually, when they brought it over, when they installed it the first time, they installed it incorrectly, so I sent it back. And fortunately, the second time they didn't take as long, but it still took a while. So all in all, it took a really long time, which was total pain. Let's see. Daniel Strausser asks, my kid is heading to Japan on January 24. How can I book a JDM experience for him? Please shoot me a message on Instagram, and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. Let's see. Secret Okinawa car meet video ever dropping? My gosh, yeah. I have the footage. Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you guys for setting that up while I was there. I'm trying to think of a way to make the footage like less more evergreen. And what I've been thinking actually is to make a documentary about the car scene in general for American military guys here in Japan. So I had that Okinawa part, and I think I'm gonna go film some stuff with the folks in Yokota and maybe in Fusa and also uh, Yokosuka, and just do like these interviews and just find out what, in general, what the whole vibe is like. What is the difference between these different pockets of service, American service people, men, women, uh, in around Japan. And I have these ideas kind of formulating in my head of what it means to be like an American living here in Japan and being part of car culture. But yeah, that's I think that's the best way to go about releasing that footage, to make it evergreen as well. And so it's not just like a vlog from that last year. So yeah, I think that'd be a good way to do it. Let's see. Love Maya in your videos. Any chance of also making something with Arisa? If you guys watched a recent video, I actually did a video with Arisa and Rachel Florencia, like a month or two ago, and basically we did a JDM experience together. We went to Daikoku, we went hanging out in Akihabara, having dinner and stuff like that. And as far as doing like a separate video with her, like checking out her shop and everything, what I remember was she asked me to wait until one of her S15s gets shaken so that we can actually drive around in it. So I think it might be done actually. So I'm going to reach out to her and and if she's available, yeah, we'll definitely shoot that together. Let's see. Menden asks a great question. What is your long-term dream or goal for the company? Okay. So I think what would be super, super, super cool is to make, okay, you guys know Liberty Walk. And Liberty Walk is really, I think, laying the foundation for what I think my merch brand could become, which is kind of like they open up a shop in downtown Tokyo, in Harajuku, in the fashion capital of Tokyo. And I think it's just super cool how they have managed to go from a aftermarket parts like manufacturer, just body kits, right? And then they have now transitioned over to becoming like a streetwear brand. So I think, first of all, that is super, super cool. Second thing is I would love to make like movies, like more heavily produced stuff. So I think what I imagine is once there's a staff and there's like a company, like employees which are handling different administrative things and also handling like the retail operation and even stuff like design and everything. I think hopefully that'll free me up to work on like other projects. And so one of the other projects I want to do is I want to start, I want to make like more like higher produced like movies and documentaries. So you can imagine maybe like Vice. So maybe me, myself, and maybe even some some creators that I work with or that we hire or that are in-house reporters will go around and just make videos for the channel. So you can imagine like a combination of like Liberty Walk and the merch side, and then Vice on the on the production side. But probably with my own twist in it. So hopefully I'll still be like a big part of the channel. So I think that is kind of where I mentioned this to be going, and it evolves like constantly as I figure out more and more about exactly what kind of business I can run and the world wants to see, and just taking it day by day, I guess. Any news on your red FL5 weight? Yeah, I touched upon it briefly. Right now we're gonna have to make do with this little guy because it's been delayed until February 2024. It's actually supposed to come October, or this October. So I think if the original delivery date, which Honda told me, if they were able to uphold it, they would have delivered it sometime this month. But I think that window has passed, and it's officially past this batch, which was coming this month. And so most likely I'll be getting it in February. So, oh well. Okay, Tony Reyes asks, Albo, is there a movie that inspired you to become a filmmaker? So, yeah, what a lot of folks don't know unless they check out my super old, extremely cringy videos is that I'm really into martial arts. And one of my earliest influences was actually Jackie Chan. So I used to spend, my summers in middle school and in high school making these martial arts movies. And so it was there were movies like Rush Hour 2 and Drunken Master, Legend of Drunken Master, and later on like Donnie Yen movies. And so I'm a huge HK action movie buff. And later on, it was only when I watched, Lost in Translation that I really fell in love with Japan and like as a place of culture. Uh, so I would say those movies, I guess, were what really inspired me to become a filmmaker. Because when you come and live in Japan, you get the impression that there's so many layers to every aspect of life, and you can spend a lifetime just unraveling one layer, like one aspect, one slice of life, and there's just so many layers to it. Like the first example that comes to the top of my head is maybe like sword making, those like katana, like over there, right? Like those katana have such a rich history and so much technique which has been handed down, passed down from generation to generation. Like, and there's so many, literally so many layers of it, just like as you have layers of steel folded together into a katana to make this uh you know like a sword that's been perfected over generations. I think Japanese culture is just an expression of that. Or looked at the other way, like that sword is an expression of Japanese culture. So the longer you live here, the more you realize how fascinating it is to just investigate anything that interests you. There's so much depth to it, and I think that's what makes me so excited about living in Japan. Okay. What's the production crew situation like over here? It's easy over here in LA to rent gear and have your pick of who you want to hire for bigger productions. But what is it like out there? Uh well, you know what? I'm not at that level yet where I'm hiring crews and stuff, but it's there is a community of freelance like filmmakers, and there's a very popular Facebook group which folks use to find freelance work and also to network. And there's some big names who are quite famous within the, at least the foreign community, who are have worked on really cool projects with Japanese filmmakers as well. Uh, for me, being more of like a YouTube content creator up until now, I've only briefly, tangentially, but also briefly interacted with that more uh, commercial world. Uh, like when I did the Disney show, which is actually coming out next month, actually. Yeah, I worked on a Disney show last year, and we actually had to hire some folks. And so yeah, there is a very established community here. So whether that community wants to make stuff for a YouTuber, I'm not sure. It depends on the project. Um, let's see. The Night Romantic Liberty Walk. I remember the first time seeing one of their show cars and the phrase, "Imagine all the people in the world living in peace." Yeah, it's a really cool catchphrase, right? It's really it's a beautiful sentiment, I think. So um, I love how they've been able to take it beyond cars and make it about, they have a mission beyond just making body kits and stuff. So I think that's really cool. Let's see. When do you plan on introducing your son to, hang on, to Initial D? And how would you feel if he grows up to have no interest in cars? So, yeah, my son is, hopefully he's going to be a car guy. I mean, what I'm hoping is just by surrounding him, immersing him with all the stuff that I like, with cars and just everything that I like. I think hopefully by doing stuff together with him, he'll just naturally gain an interest in it because those are the things that he's surrounded by. I think you know, I think children tend to reject things when they're forced into activities that their parents don't do. I think that is what makes it difficult for them to understand why they're having to do it. But if if their parents do it too, then I think what happens from my observation is like the kids want to get the approval of their parents by trying to do participate in that activity as well. So yeah, my plan is to just have my son around, uh, take him for drives, and when I work on the car, just have him just be there with me and just like be like, hey, can you pass me that tool? Can you pass me that screwdriver? And then just showing him how to do stuff, maybe letting him have some hands-on experience, working probably with the FL5. We're going to learn how to work in that car together. Uh, the S2000, probably as time goes on, it's just going to get too old, and there's not going to be a lot of parts. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and hopefully we'll just be able to work on stuff together, and he'll fall in love with cars. If he doesn't like cars, then maybe it just wasn't meant to be for him. He just had a different, you know, he was born maybe with a different interest that he wanted to pursue. Maybe he's gonna really want to get into music. So I will support whatever his hobbies and interests are, because I think you know life is all about following your passions. And in this world, we grow up understanding the importance of being able to make money to provide for your family, and even to just get a family in the first place, and get a home and everything. But I think there's something to be said about following your passions and your bliss. And then if you pursue those passions and those I don't want to call them hobbies even, but those interests to the best of your ability, then I think life kind of works itself out, and almost like the universe bends to your will if you are really really clear about what you want to do with your life. So I don't think my son's gonna grow up wanting to be like I want to be an accountant or I want to be a lawyer. I think these are later on, as you grow older, these are jobs, professional jobs, which are great. And sometimes some folks, they really really fit well with that kind of job. But for me, for example, I tried to become an accountant when I was in university. I couldn't. I just I was struggling. I didn't want to, but I eventually found my way out of that, and found what I wanted to do, which is at the end of the day like filmmaking. And I figured out a way to make it work at least these past 10 or 15 years by making stuff on YouTube. And it's almost like that opportunity didn't exist when I was in university still, because YouTube wasn't a thing. So, but I had that passion for it, and I kept going with it, and it became a thing. So like I said, I guess you know there's there's a lot of luck involved for sure, but I do think you make luck, and I think it happens when you pursue your interest to the best of your ability. Um, let's see. I really appreciate the vlogs, but I do feel as the channel could use a bit more of those 4K cinematic videos. I definitely agree, guys. I love making those videos, and those are like the real, like, they're what pushed the channel forward, you know. So there's the balance. I think I need to make videos, like regular vlog type videos, but I also need to make more like higher, more produced documentaries, and also like deeper looks. And I've been watching a lot uh of a channel called Yes Theory, and I really like what they do. I really like their way of making videos. And there's also another guy, American Alchemist, Jesse from American Alchemist, and I love the types of like in-depth mini documentaries that he makes, where he dives into specific things. And to be honest, I feel like that is where I should take the channel, and I think that's where my strengths lie, to make really really interesting, well produced videos. And yeah, let's see, because to be honest, it's a struggle, because you know um, it's just a struggle in so many different ways. But I think the big way is figuring out how to make money, and and I need lots of regular videos to build that audience connection with you guys, and be able to sell like more merch, um, because that's one of the pillars right now, at least right now, of this company. And yeah, please buy merch. um, I want to show you guys actually a an upcoming drop. I think i'm I'm kind of planning to release like the next drop on November 11th, on 11/11. uh that number, like 11/11, has like a kind of a profound um, significance for me. you know I often see, like, okay, getting way off the deep end here, but you know um, certain synchronicities in my life have actually seemed to have transpired right at the moment when it was like 11/11, that particular day. So I, gosh, what a crazy. It's not crazy. It's who knows how the universe works, right? But in any case, I would like to release like the next drop on 11/11, and let me show you guys. Give me a preview. Let me give you guys a preview of one of the next pieces. Okay, so here we have our new T-shirt, and this is really nice because this is the highest quality. I emphasize, this T-shirt is so much better than what we've had before. It's a completely different blank. You can see it's now an oversized fit, because I think these days, uh, like this Uniqlo T-shirt I'm wearing, oversized. I really like this fit, so I'm trying to make stuff that I want to wear. So this is an oversized fit, and the design on the back. All right, check that out. Let me close this. One sec. All right. Yes. And you can see we have this super, super sick Initial D inspired design with the, I guess you could say, ALBO S2K, animified, mangafied in the back. You can see all the details, and the print quality is really, really good. It's also like, it's not super thick, so it's not going to make your back sweaty, but it's really good quality print. And yeah, so right now these are being produced in California, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pre-order, actually. So I'm going to start talking about it over the next few days, and I'm thinking we'll end the pre-order, maybe either we'll end the pre-order on October 11th, or we'll start the pre-order window. It will run it for a week, and then once the week is done, it will just close the pre-order window, and we'll see how much sales we can get for November. And that's going to be the real first month of operation of the company, and I think that's going to give me at least an idea of how to move forward and where we are going to go with everything. So yeah, what do you guys think? I'm just going to put this over here. It's pretty sick, right? It's pretty sick, right? Okay. Yeah, once again, like this t-shirt honestly is really nice. Really nice. This is like a $50 t-shirt. Like quality wise, I think, you know, even if you're spending like $50 on this, I think you would not be disappointed. I think you'll be very happy. It's very heavy. This is like an 8-ounce t-shirt. Extremely heavy. And yeah, absolutely love it. And I think you guys are gonna really like it too once I release it. So I'm gonna talk about that, just hype it up more over the next couple of weeks. And we're also gonna release a hoodie version. So we'll have like a shirt and hoodie and also stickers. But I'm thinking we'll make it so like the stickers are like what's it called? Like it'll be included with each sale. So still figuring it out, but we will figure it out, since that's now, you know, the one of the pillars of the company. All right. Let me answer some more questions over here. RZ Zhang asks, what's your favorite thing about the new house? Honestly, the fact that it's our house. I mean, my gosh, it's crazy to think that, you know, I came here as an English teacher and I was living in this tiny apartment in the middle of nowhere. And somehow, you know, a decade later, I somehow was able to, you know, get my own home here in Japan for my family and my newborn son. And it's, yeah, just the fact that that is possible. I think it should be, it should let you guys know that it's possible, because I'm not special. It's like, I can't believe I did it, but I don't think I'm special at all. And it's pretty clear to me now that anybody can do it. So you just have to take that first step if this is what you want to do. So I don't know if I even answered that question properly. What is the favorite thing about the new house? Well, the quality. This house is so much better quality than even the previous apartment that we were living in. It's bigger. We're paying 50% less for a mortgage than I was paying for rent, and you know, the rooms are bigger. The quality of like the flooring and like everything is so much higher. And I have a TV in the bathroom, in the bathtub. So that's one of my favorite things about the new house. Actually, no, it's not. There's so many things. You know, I have like my own 2 parking spaces and like a little backyard. So yeah, I feel so blessed. Okay. Sorry, let me answer another question here. Here we go. Gibson asks, I know in one of the previous premieres we talked about the new intro, so any update on that? Yeah, good question. Probably gonna premiere soon. It's like half done. No, I'm not gonna show it to you guys yet. It's gonna be shorter this time. I think the previous one is too long. I think maybe that was actually hurting the channel, actually. So a shorter one might be better. And yeah, if you guys have any good suggestions, let me know. Gaijin Royalty, Sub J, you own a small piece of Japan too. Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like literally, like that little plot of land. I can't believe, you know, we actually own this land. So here in Japan, you could buy a house and build it on someone's land, and then technically that's like still not your land. But in this case, we actually bought the land. So that is awesome. Like the fact that we actually own a piece of Japan. It's crazy. It's crazy. You know, what made it much easier, of course, was being married. to a Japanese citizen, and also having had a stable job. So when uh, back when I was working my full-time corporate job, we still had the backing of that company really to be able to apply for the loan and everything, and I think that combination of those two things is what really really helped. Also, my income was quite high from my corporate job, so the thing is, like, your income is what they use to be able to determine how much of a housing loan they give you. So if your income is like under a certain threshold, so if you're working as like an English teacher in Japan, you probably don't make enough money to be able to qualify for a housing loan, unless your wife also uh, has a full time job, and then you can combine your incomes together. So that is the situation where it can work. And the company that I would recommend, the bank, is SMBC Prestia. So that's the one we used, and from my experience, we made a good choice. Let's see. Chroma Smash, only been watching your channel for about a year. What's the Hunters and what's the story behind that? Cool. Yeah, let me tell you guys a story about the Hunters. Okay. So you guys can see over here that, hang on, is it backwards? Is this seriously backwards? Okay. Hold on. Okay. Well, everything's backwards, man. I just realized that now. But what it actually says is the Hunters worldwide thrill of the chase. This is the current catchphrase. I've been playing around with that as well. Actually, let me show you guys version 2. This is actually released earlier this year, but I didn't make a big hype about it. But this is the motorsports version of the logo. Let me show you guys real quick. Right. The Hunters International Motorsports Tribe. So these are actually available already on the storefront. So if you order these, right now they're actually being made to order. So your order might take a little bit, like maybe like a few weeks to reach you, because the way we're doing it right now is we're batching the orders, and then once it reaches like a certain date, then we make all the ones from this date until this date, and then we send them out. So that's why sometimes it's been taking a while. So the story behind the Hunters is, originally when it came to Japan, I had a brand called Drift Hunter. You can see over here, and Drift Hunter was like my original documentary project to document the underground drifting scene in Gunma when I was living in Gunma, where initially is set. And I would, go out at night going drift hunting and just being part of like the drifting community, just hanging out with my car, which was set up for grip, and just make documentaries about that world, about the underground world of like the Hashiriya. So I called it like Drift Hunter. And then when I moved to Tokyo, I found that I was covering subcultures which were beyond just the underground drifting scene. So I was still going around hunting. It was more like speed hunting, like speed hunters. And that, to be honest, Drift Hunter was inspired by speed hunters. But since what I was doing was not just drift hunting anymore, I just cut off the end, made it like a Hunters, and that's why it's the Hunters, because it can, we're exploring all these different aspects of Japanese car culture, not just the drifting and not just the speed, but all aspects of it. And the V, as you can see, the V is actually a V, or you see where it says like that peace logo. So that, when you spell it out, is actually like a V. And so the concept behind that is that's the peace sign, right? And also in Japan, it also means like V for like victory. So I like the idea, like there's symbolism in the logo of when you have the brand stands for for increasing peace, and also for trying to win, like with victory, like being victorious in whatever you pursue. So that's where that symbolism comes from. So yeah, that's my brand, the Hunters. You still pronounce you still pronounce it Hunters, like as if it has a U. And the interesting point is because I think in the English language, the letter U didn't exist. It was only the V, and then um, it it could be used interchangeably to represent the sound V or U. So that's why, for example, the brand Bulgari uses a V instead of a U. So a similar concept. Let's see. What did you eat with Eugene Levy, and was he cool? Man, Eugene was super cool. He was the nicest guy. We ate soba noodles, and he has a very um, a narrow palate, so he didn't want to eat like a lot of different things. But fortunately, he was okay with eating noodles. But I think for him, it seemed like it was even like a bit of a stretch because it wasn't like the regular spaghetti and stuff that he was used to. So yeah, he was an interesting dude. Very interesting. Let's see. Uh, yeah, Clint Clinton says Japan has very low interest rates. Yeah, that's true. Incredibly low interest rates, actually, like ridiculously low interest rates. Um, most people right now for their interest rates on a mortgage, it's like way less than 1%. It's like 0.6%. Uh, so this means like my mortgage is like how much would that be? 100,000 yen a month. So that's like for the average person, it feels like $1,000. Yeah. But it's much less if you make American money. It's because uh, the value of the dollar is much higher right now. So you can't compare it directly. It's more like how much are you making in the country and how much are you paying within the country. So for me, for Japanese people, like 100,000 yen feels like $1,000, but it's like my mortgage costs $1,000. So like you're right. The bank owns the property, the mortgage, but it's cool because I do feel um, as if I'm able to uh, uh, I don't know. I'm just amazed that I'm able to have a property here in Japan. Technically, you're right. The bank owns it, but I guess it is what it is. Let's see. Can't wait for an FL500 hoodie. Oh yeah, man. So this design actually has a variation. I haven't released it yet, but there is an FL5 version of this design. Like literally an FL5 version of this design. I might have it somewhere. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I can't remember the file name, so maybe not now. Let's see. Gibson, I've been watching your workouts on your stories, and it's definitely been motivating me to work out. Man, to be honest, guys, working out has been really what has keeping me grounded. Like, what I do is I go work out, and while I'm working out, I listen to like guided meditations, and so, or while I'm stretching, or both. And because I feel like make trying to make time to do meditation feels like it's another thing I need to do. But if I'm doing it while I'm already at the gym, then it's like I'm killing two birds with one stone. And to be honest, the meditation practice is probably more important than the working out. So the working out kind of fulfills like my ego to be able to look good, or at least feel like I'm making progress towards like looking good. But the meditation during the stretching and maybe during like while I'm working out, like that's what makes me feel more centered. So, and that's what makes me feel like I can get through this all the challenges of like, you know, this cool crazy journey of starting this company and just this past month of all these crazy challenges. uh yeah, it's been what's keeping me grounded. So, if there is something I could suggest to you guys, it's not just to work out, um but it's to actually like try to meditate while working out. And the easiest way I've done so far is just follow a guided meditation and just do that guided meditation while you stretch before or after your workout. So you're either more limber for your workout, or so you can cool down a little bit better after your workout. So just my suggestion. You guys don't have to give it a try, but I think if you give it a try, you'll be like, that's a great idea. Let's see. Uh, is that a 2 mm ring? What are you talking about? Like my wedding ring? I'm not sure what a 2 mm ring would be. Gaijin royalty like $750 to $800 right now. Yeah, yeah, crazy good price, right? But like I said, you have to realize like most people get paid in Japanese yen, and they live their life here in Japan within a Japanese financial ecosystem. So, um, to me, like I said, it does feel like the equivalent of like what $1,000 would feel like to an American. But if you're paid in American dollars, then you're making that extra 50%. So everything feels 50% cheaper. Saying, hey Albo, been a while since I last caught a live. Glad to see you're still doing great. Yeah, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And I'm glad I'm still kicking. Uh, to be honest, there's some times where I think like, I mean, quite often, to be honest, where I'm like, man, what am I doing? Am I way in over my head? Can I really do this? And then I think like, what if I just go back and find like a regular job, like a corporate job? And I mean, to be honest, like it's not outside of the realm of possibility that I go and get like a corporate job. I think especially like in this first year of business, like depending on how much, like the company is making versus how much I'm able to pull like as a salary, you know, I don't know what is the best way to, I guess, yeah, to go about funding, like everything for the channel and stuff, and just keeping everything going. And I'm just gonna keep it going like day by day. And yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Just trying to hang in there. Just trying to hang in there. But we're still here. We're still here. Been watching since the home tour years ago. You come a long way, brother. Oh man, and especially if you watched from the old Gunma days. I mean, this situation right now is would be unimaginable to me. And I guess like a lot can happen in like that span of time. Like you can start from literally zero, and like in less than 10 years you could easily surpass where I've come up to this point. And a lot of people have. I mean, look at Samit. Look how big his brand has gone. Look at all these other YouTubers. Like it's there's definitely uh, so much potential. I think if you're willing to just chase your passions and just not give up. Um, Looking back on my own journey, I feel like I've taken like the scenic route and gone much more at my own pace. But I've been trying to just trust the timing of my own life and just trust that, you know, at a higher level, maybe my higher self is trying to look out for me and has an idea of what is the correct timing for things to happen. And I'm just hoping like that's actually what's happening. That's actually the case, and just taking it day by day, like I said. Um, Hi there, Albo. Can I ask you a question about the video you did driving the GR86? Do you recall what size the wheels were? I'm guessing 19-inch. No, I think. Oh man, that's a good question. They're definitely not 19. 19 is way too big for a Cherry 86. I think. Pretty sure they were 18. I'm pretty sure they were 18. I can't remember the width. Yeah, if you zoom into the video, you might be able to see, but I can like check it out next time I see it, and next time I do like a live stream. If you join, ask me again, and I might have an answer. But yeah, off the top of my head, I can't remember. Pretty sure they were 18s though. They look like they would rub against the wheel well. You could hardly fit a finger between the wheel and the chassis. Yeah, I thought so too, but I guess it's running. It must be running pretty decently stiff springs, so that it doesn't do that. But when I drove it around, uh, granted we didn't go over like some very big bumps or anything, but it seemed pretty stable. So I'm personally not sure how many or how stiff those springs were. Okay, so yeah, I was gonna run this for an hour, and we have just about gone over an hour. So I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. If there's any last questions you guys want to ask me, now is the time to ask me. I'll just answer real quickly. Uh, Yo, Albo, been watching the content for years since the Netflix talks. Thanks for everything. Thank you guys for watching. I mean, if it wasn't for folks like you guys watching, I wouldn't be still making these videos because I'd be like, what is the point? So thank you guys. Hunter's 2024 takeover. Yeah, man, it's gonna happen. We're gonna have some new merch as well to go with it, and I'm actually picking up some new samples today from my good buddy Jay, Gaijin Royalty, who's helping me receive some of the samples. So very excited. Yeah, when I release the new design, this is going to be one of the designs, but we also have another more streetwear inspired design, which I think you guys are really going to like, especially those of you guys who are really into like this is a brand that's really blowing up these days called Essentials, and I really love their typography and how it's so simple, but it looks very wearable in all these different situations. So that's the concept that I had for this merch drop. So I'm very excited to pick up that drop today. So let's see. Do we still talk to Masa's ex? You mean Moa-chan? No, they never dated. They kind of had like a bit of a falling out at the end. Um, Essentially, Masa just wanted to cut her off from his life because I think he just wanted to move on. So yeah, good for him. Like we had conversations about it. He's totally okay with me leaving the videos up, and Moa-chan has no issue with those videos staying up either. Unfortunately, Masa's girlfriend doesn't have a huge problem with it. I guess, and yeah, it's just an interesting piece of history now, right? So yeah, she's a cool girl. Moa's totally fine. She's just doing her thing. So I don't want anybody to give her any hate or anything. So she's a good person. But it just didn't work out for them. They just different people, and Masa's happy in his new relationship now. So let's just be happy for him. Hey Albo, how do you like the Mugen exhaust in your AP1? I love it. I mean, I think it's aside from like the stock exhaust, which is really good, the ASM exhaust, which is super expensive, and maybe the spoon exhaust, which is super loud and doesn't pass shock in here. I think the Mugen one is overall the best one because that Mugen quality is like OEM quality, right? It literally is OEM quality. So it's just the ultimate OEM plus. So that's why I think Mugen stuff is super good. I mean, you're not gonna get like the most power. It might not be like the loudest sound, but it's definitely going to be like the most overall good quality, I think, because Mugen doesn't mess around, right? That's like Honda quality. That's like Honda OEM quality. So yeah, Clint, thank you, man. Oskara-sama. Hopefully, I'll see you again very soon. I'm ready to hang out with you, man. Get over here. Let's hang out And yeah, we're going to take the next step in both of our journeys. Got a company now. I know you're starting yours up. Yeah, I'm very excited. I've honestly got no idea what I'm doing. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants, guys. I'm half the time I'm looking stuff up on Google or in ChatGPT, trying to figure out, exactly what to do next, and take it one day at a time, just one step by step by step. And yeah, it's crazy. Let's do it. All right. All right, guys. It's past an hour. I'm gonna end this video and end the stream. How was the video quality for you guys? How was the audio quality? I just want to know before I end the stream, just so I have a better idea moving forward in the future of what I need to think about and take care of. So please let me know actually if the quality is okay. So yeah, it was good. Good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Awesome. Yeah, HD smooth quality. Oh, yeah. So I never explained the situation in Akihabara. Okay, let me explain that before I go. Oh my god, this is the most terrible thing ever. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. We didn't do anything. So, okay, let me pull up Instagram for people who don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. So if you guys go to my Instagram, you'll see this post which I've pinned, and it actually explains here what the whole situation was, and then there's these like pictures, which is like a deeper explanation in Japanese, and then there's like this video even. So what happened was, as you can see, I was pulling into Akihabara. Like this is Akihabara Station, one of the exits, and this is a spot where people will often park. So you can see there's a bunch of other folks here who have already parked, and this is a place where people will park to take pictures in front of this area because this whole area has a lot of like anime, this whole area is like an anime themed town. Akihabara is big anime themed town, and it's really aesthetic for pictures and stuff. What happened was, as I was passing by here slowly, you can see this is my car. Do you see this one? This thing right here. And somebody was talking to me over here, and they're blocked by this uh, um, what's it called, truck, right? But then as they were talking to me, I was telling them, hey man, I'm blocking traffic, I need to move. And then as that was happening, more and more people started walking by and taking pictures. I couldn't pass, and eventually I just moved forward really slowly, move forward. People kept walking by, getting in front of the car. It was really hard to pass by. But eventually I just started moving forward more and more and more and passed by traffic. And that was literally it. But somebody posted this picture on Twitter, and you can see even here, somebody's actually talking to me, right? Trying to get into a conversation with me. And yeah, and then from the picture, they implied. See, I blurred it because I don't want to give this person like even more, views on their stupid Twitter post. But they implied that I was blocking traffic on purpose, and you guys know I would never do that on purpose for no reason, block traffic. But this Twitter user just basically implied that I was blocking traffic to look cool, like I wanted to basically do a like a takeover or something of that street, but that is not the case at all. I was literally stuck in traffic, and this was posted on Japanese Twitter, and it got like it's blurred over here, but it got 2.2 million views, and the entire car community basically saw it, and then they were like, "Oh, Albo's a jackass. He's blocking traffic in Akihabara, which is not the case at all. And you know, I actually, after discussing with like a lot of my friends and different people I trust, they were like, okay, calm down, don't release a statement right away, wait a few days, and then wait a few and then release it once the hate has passed, because if you do it right now, all these Twitter trolls are going to jump on you and just just try to get you for every little thing that you've ever done in the past. And then if you explain this situation away, they're going to be like, well, what about this time? What about that time? What about that time? And I was like, oh my God, this is such a pain in the ass. But yeah, even until now, it's been this huge pain in the ass, just trying to you know salvage my reputation for this from, even though this random person took a random picture and just implied that we're blocking traffic, which is absolutely not the case. So yeah, that's what happened with that. It was such a pain. um Again, like you guys know, I would never do that. I would never do something like disrespectful to other people around me. I wouldn't try to block traffic. In fact, I hate takeovers more than anything from what I see across across the pond. People who do takeovers on public streets are complete idiots, and I would never condone that at all. So, it's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, hopefully people realize that. But, I did have a lot of people who messaged me later. They were like, thank you for clearing that up. I didn't know what to think from looking at the picture. So, it gave me a lot of stress, and actually it made me sick, guys. Like, I was really quite sick this, last week. So here I still have a bit of a cold. It's clearing up now, but I was actually quite sick. And all the stress just kind of like just weighed down on me so much. And hopefully we're past the hard part. We're past the worst part. But yeah, that's the Akihabara incident. So that's what it was. It is what it is. Yeah. Surface World, they were trying to ruin you. Crazy how this can happen. It's just random Twitter users. I don't think it's like a particularly malicious person who's out to get me specifically. It's just like, once these, Twitter trolls basically in Japan, if they can find something to jump in on, they just kind of like try to attack, just have fun with trolling and just being malicious. And so I think that kind of situation was what this was. So again, I think whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. It is what it is, and it was a great learning experience for me. It sucked. It really sucked, but hey, it is what it is. So just got to move on from there. Yeah. Oh, it happens in the Korean YouTube scene as well. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. DK S2K. Oh, are you the guy with the Yellowbird S2K that I talk to sometimes in on Instagram? Man, if it is you, then your S2K is a huge inspiration for me, man. Yeah, huge inspiration. I would one day only love to be able to build. I knew it. I knew it. Awesome, awesome, man. Yeah, your car is so cool. I really want to visit Korea one day. I want to visit Bros R&D, and yeah, one of these days I'll make my way down to Korea, and I love to hang out and eat some Korean spicy fried chicken and some beer. And yeah, let's make it happen. Yeah, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, your car is so cool, honestly, and it's super inspiring seeing how you've rebuilt the car after after sending it too hard at the track, and through no fault of your own, through just like the track conditions, having to basically resurrect the car and actually doing it. It's incredibly inspiring, man. So honestly, your build is awesome. It's one of my favorite builds that I follow on Instagram. So yeah, thank you. You're awesome. Uh let's see. Okay, let me answer a few more questions. So let me take you guys through the sim setup. So this is the challenge, and it is running the Thrustmaster T300 and this, I think, T8 RS or something. And this is actually my shift knob from the S2000. fits perfectly, but it doesn't screw on to the correct position, unfortunately. And you can see this is the S2000 simulator because we have S2000 floor mats. These pedals come with the steering wheel, which is really nice. And this, this whole thing, yeah, it's just a regular Sony TV. It's actually running on my PS4, not my PS5, which is downstairs. And yeah, pretty bare bones setup. The thing is, I don't know if I would call GT7 like a sim rig. It's pretty realistic, but it's not like a Assetto Corsa or iRacing. I guess it's still a little bit arcadey, but I think it does give you a little bit more of a simulation. I guess that's what a sim is, but it's still maybe like less than 70% of like real life because there's so much you can't model correctly, like the tires and like the way the tires wear and stuff, and like specific tires. Like I find like specific tires make a huge difference. So yeah, I don't know why I needed to go on like a. I don't think you guys needed to hear like a diatribe about that, but yeah. Would you guys like to watch me do a couple laps? Yes. Okay. Let's do a couple laps. Okay. Sorry, let me get that leaf out of the way. Okay. Let's just have some fun. Honda 6000. See, looks the same. Okay, let's retry it. Actually, I want you guys to be able to see the shifting and everything too. You cannot see it at all. Okay, unfortunately. Is there a way to do that? No. Okay. You guys will just take my word for them shifting with the shifter down here. Second. Crap. Okay. Let me read it again. I was actually glanced at the screen up there. Let me concentrate. Crap, what the hell? Sometimes the shifter doesn't register my movements correctly. Ah! Okay. One more time. Let's pretend it didn't happen. Nice, good lap. Oh shit! Granny shifted into first overlap. Ah, damn it. Okay. So we can get a slightly better view for you guys. How about here? Okay, no promise it's not gonna fall, but let's give this a try. Okay. Wow. Okay. That's the end of that. I also just remembered that everything's backwards, so you guys were just basically watching that in reverse, which kind of sucked. Yeah, there might be a setting to not have everything displayed in reverse. So yeah. Um, let's see. Any other questions over here? Oh, is it not mirrored for you guys? Interesting. So if I show this to you guys, is that not mirrored? Can you guys let me know real quick? Oh, well, that's great because I thought this entire time it was being mirrored. So yeah, that's awesome. Uh, yeah. Also, I want to know, was that interesting for you guys to watch? Because I actually do enjoy doing these live streams. I could do this pretty regularly. Not that I would have something to talk about every single time, but I think there's going to be different people who join in these, so I'm happy to do them. Uh, pretty regularly, maybe even like a couple times a week, a few times a week. Um, and yeah, if you guys want to see live streams, like maybe I could even go to like Daikoku and do like a regular Daikoku live stream or something like that. Like I'm also thinking about like starting like a Twitch, just because I know Twitch has a much more active like live streaming community, and there's also like a much bigger culture for like supporting Twitch creators with like donations and stuff. So like to be honest, like that's something I think is something I should seriously pursue and consider for the channel. So let me know what you guys think. What if I start like a Twitch live streaming situation thing for Daikoku or something? So if that's something you guys want to see, let me know, and I could do like like twice a week live streams from Daikoku or something. So yeah, Riley can help you with the setup. Yeah. My gosh, who's that again? I know there's a friend named Pim who makes setups like that. Uh, Pim might work with Riley. I forget. If you know who I'm talking about, if we've talked about this before, please send me a message. Um, yeah, I can IRL while making a video. Yeah, absolutely. Like I could like here's what I'm thinking. It's like I have it running while I'm just like going around hanging out at Daikoku and just filming with my actual camera, and then that way we're we're getting every moment of the footage, but we're also kind of like in a way being able to like almost like create two pieces of content from the same moment. So yeah, okay. So Jay, if you're yeah if let's talk about it later today. Let's find out uh, more about how I can set up this whole live streaming situation because hell yeah, let's do it. Make it so that whenever I go to Daikoku, at least I'm not just wasting gas money and we're not just creating expenses that are unnecessary. Um, yeah, because now that we got this company, we gotta be financially frugal and we have to really know where each dollar goes and stuff. So yeah, exciting. Um, Cool. Yeah, I actually did get Riley's information before. I have a business card somewhere, even maybe it's you know might even be here. All these random business cards from throughout the years, but like cost time. Nope, not in this pile. Uh, nope, not this either. Okay. Anyways, let's chat about it later. Let's chat about it later. Awesome. Yep. I should get on that. I should get on live streaming because I feel like that's something I haven't seriously really considered very much, but I always felt like, it's a big commitment, and also I don't know if I can talk that much, but even after doing this live stream, I found it pretty enjoyable, and I'm just able to just talk about whatever for an hour and a half, obviously. So yeah, sounds good. We will go ahead and get that started. So hopefully Sammy can also help me figure out what I need to do with all this company stuff and just figure out how to actually do this, make it better, make it big. So I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this now because it's been an hour and a half, and I want to thank you guys who joined this live stream and watched this whole thing. I think if you do IRL streams on Twitch, it'd be good. More making highlight videos to upload on your YouTube channel. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll have to figure that out, man. Okay, sounds good. Um, yeah, thank you guys for joining. I'm gonna end this here because it's been an hour and a half, and I really should get on to doing some other tasks. But thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you haven't subscribed, actually everyone here is probably already subscribed. But if you haven't left a comment, please leave a comment. If you haven't liked, please leave a like. No more daily uploads. Uh, no, not necessarily, but I think it's just like daily is just with everything going on with like my new kid and also like setting up this company. I think I would like to do like daily videos, so we'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna try to make as many as I can, and just try to do as much as I can, and just kind of go with the flow. So yeah. Yeah, higher quality, less uploads, and that's a good thing. Yeah, I want to increase the quality as well, guys. So I just want to do everything, high quality all the time. But there's a limit, and there's also like a balance somewhere. So we'll try to find that balance, and I think just little by little we'll figure it out. So thank you guys for joining. Thanks, chat. Thanks for joining, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.